Hello, my fellow beekeepers. Old Steveo is Beezy in the barn. Yes, he is. Got bored to death. I was in there watching that Fox News and all the corruption and crap that's going on our planet today. Oh, Lord. My blood pressure was starting to go up, guys. I said, I got to get out of here. So I told Miss Daisy, I'm going to the barn. I got projects. So what am I doing? What is old Steveo up to today? I'm knocking out a few bamboo frames. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I went and bought, just delivered them yesterday. I've got 60. These 2 boxes, I got 60 deep frames with wood frames with black plasticell in them, already installed. They are waxed, but, Big Bertha, but, I bought more wax. I bought 2 more pounds. These are pound cakes, Man Lake. I got my little crock pot right there. That's what I use. Here's what I got left. I bought 100, I think it was 100 of these here a while back. And I bought them with already pre-drilled holes, so I don't have to. I got to ream them out though. I reamed these out just on one end. Just on one end. You can see I got a little nub here and a little nub sticking out over here. Now when I put these in, I give them a little half twist and just kind of wedge fit them in there. They'll be fine because I'm going to be paint slapping wax on there, and I'll be hitting them here with a little wax, and that wax will help lock those in. And then I pretty much filled the entire groove up with wax, so the bees can take that wax, utilize it, and come right off of there and fill out the frame nicely. Yeah, they'll work just as fine. These are going to work just as fine as these pain in the ass deals right here, these wire frames. Now what I did with them, I shoved a string down in there, which was not even necessary. I have the jig frame here for wiring. I bought it all on Amazon. I mean, here's the jig here, and here's my tensioner. See, I put it in. I locked the frame, and there's 2 stops here, and the frame goes in, and then I tighten this, which bows both ends. I bows it in right there. See, I got a stop there. It bows it in to where it crushes the ends in a little bit. And then I bought a whole thing of wire. I bought a whole bunch of these I don't know, 5,000 of those little brass eyelets. It's a pain in the ass. Pain in the ass. I think we're going to work out just fine with the old Martin frames here. There was a guy out there in Australia that makes these little foam nukes, like mini nukes. It's cool what he's doing. I get it. I get it. These guys buying all these little nukes. I saw you can get them out there as far down as the whole thing, frames and all, those little foam boxes for mating nukes. You can get those for like 13 bucks, 12 or 13 bucks on Amazon, coming out of China. And they have the plastic frames and everything in there. They even have a feeder that goes in and all that. But guys, to me, all that stuff, unless I don't know, even if you're a large queen breeder, fooling with those things, you'd have to weight them down. A strong wind come on, you're going to have those foam nukes blowed all over the field, which you're going to have. So I think a 2-framer is not a bad way to go. If you've got tons of resources, like hundreds of hives, I wouldn't even fool with that. I would, either use some 5-framers or do what Bob Denny does. He uses all 10-frame equipment deeps. I don't see him using. He may use on some of his honey super stuff, using mediums and shallows. I'm not sure what he does in that department. But anyway, I don't see where those little minis are much good. But that guy in Australia was taking these same bamboo sticks, and he had access, I think it was medical coolers or something, where they haul medicine in and stuff. He was sourcing those from somebody, and he made a little mini, and he could actually make 2 minis out of one of those coolers, and he hot glued them together. He had to cut the box down so they were only, I don't know, 8 inches high or something, 10 inches high. And then he took his he took a little hot wood burner like this one, and he would melt slot. He laid it out, scribed it, and he had the whole thing where he could just drop these in. He pre-cut these, and he put a little piece of wax foundation starter strip on, and he could set those down in there. And then I seen him making little end bars with one hole drilled, where he could slide that one little end bar over, and it was dangling down in, which was cool. That, because if you don't do that, they're gonna glue that friggin' wax right to the side of this foam box, and then now you got to get in there with a fish fillet knife or something to cut the comb loose. What a mess that would be. So anyway, I don't see any, for me, I don't see any value in making those little minis. Make yourself up some 2s, 5s, whatever. Or if you when you get big enough like the Bob Benny, you're just splitting those things down the middle and making basically 5 framers out of them, and put them in 10s. Add a queen cell, rock and roll. End of story. Here's my little jig. I don't know, you guys have probably seen these out here. This is my little spin on this thing. It's all made with pallet wood. This particular one, I just found some really nice clean pallet wood, not too thick, as you can see. And I cut these, this looks like 5 1/4 inches is what this is. Yeah, 5 1/4. And the interior one here is, I've got it 19 7/8 on the inside here. 19 7/8 long on this one. And this end one here is, I've got it at 16 7/8 is this end one here. Yeah. So I've got my little Harbor Freight jobby here. You can get these things really cheap. I mean, just stupid cheap. I don't know how they put them out so darn cheap. Made by Essential is the product. And I'm shooting, I wanted 1.5 inches. They didn't have it. All they had was the 1 1/4 inch. The 1 1/4 inch. I got my bench here, guys, really dialed in nice. As you can see, everything's orderly here. Yeah, everything's orderly fashion. And Miss Daisy, every time she comes out and looks at my bench, I think she gets a little vomit comes right up in her throat here, you know. She just looks at that and she just, oh my God, clean that mess up. I said, look girl, I know where everything's at here, okay? And when I told her, I said, when I run my hands over, or when I want a tool, even though this looks congested, I just run my hand over the bench, and like I want a hand, boom, it jumps right. See, it jumped right up in my hand. So, you know, I got trained tools, you know. So yeah, I'm shooting these little crown staples here. They're starting to annoy me. I can't get it out of the box. What's going on here? Yeah, little crown staples. They're 1 1/4 is what they are. Yeah, 18 gauge. Cheap. Get them at Harbor Freight. Cheap. Bamboo sticks. Cheap. So I'm getting a little pile of them here. This jig, with those measurements I just gave you, you can do 11 of these. You could probably do a couple more, but here is my end right here, and what it is, just bungee cord here, and you'll see I left a little. I put an eyelet here, just a screw-in eyelet, and then I just burnt it off with a grinder. And I pointed it so I could get it through this little eyelet, and then I tied a knot in it. Just surgical tubing, pick up at your hardware or any medical supply house. But you'll see what I did here. I cut with a table saw these stops here. I can get 11 end bars inside of this. Granted, I could have gone out. I could have put the strips out and got maybe 12 per, but it worked out to 11, okay? So I said that's close enough. So I cut these on a table saw a smidge bigger than the thickness of these end bars. And all you do here is put this clamp on the outside. Quite simply, see, I've got this on the outside here. Your surgical tubing is on the side here, and all you do is just sit and load this up. And like I say, it takes 11. It's a little tight here. You just open it up a little bit and put it in, and you just load it up, load up that side, and then I put a drop, thick drop of glue in each spot. Then I load up all the bars. You get 11 frames per run, and I've been putting 2 staples on these top bars because it's such a small crown. You can see I put 2 staples. And then I put just 1 staple there. I kind of come in on an angle here. I hold the top bar back toward my belly and get my hand down away from where this bullet's coming through. I get my hand down here, you see. And then I hold it here and I just eyeball it right there. Bam. So that's what Steveo's doing today out here. Getting some bamboo frames rigged up, and I just drilled one end here only. The other ones I made, I already got 5 made, and I got 4 installed in the hives. So in a day or two, I'm feeding these hives right along, so in a day or two we'll pop a lid and go in there, and I put BB on each end of that frame so I can glance into the hive and see where my bamboo frames are at with the BB on there, and we can pull them and look at them. I did paint. I didn't put much wax down in this bottom groove, but I painted these, and I hit the ends a little bit here, just where it penetrates the wood. But I did fill this. I did fill this entire crack with beeswax, and as I filled it up, I just set it aside and let it dry. Let that wax harden. So they got plenty of wax to work with, and the bees can come in here if they need extra wax and harvest it from in here in this crack here. So I think them are going to work out really hunky-dory. The wire frames, I've been using them for years, so I know they work. This is not going to be any different. And I asked Martin, because he's got one filling out over there, I said, where this is running through, does it seem like you're eliminating them from getting into, you know, you're taking away any cell space? And from what he's envisioned, no. So I don't see why you would. I know they don't with a wire, but if you're not getting full feed coming into these hives, or if you're not on a honey flow, guys, if you're not on a honey flow, you could get some erratic comb on these things. So know when to put them in. If you're on a flow or you're feeding heavily, they'll fill these up for you. So keep that in mind. So yeah, I'm just out here getting away from the television because I can't stand all that negativity. Watching these left-wing nut jobs destroy this country, you have to get away from it. You know, because sooner or later, they're going to get mad at you, and they're going to try to come for it, you know. But like Ted Nugent and I always say, yeah, come and take it, baby. Yeah, come and take it. And if you don't like this stuff here, I got some of this stuff over here. It's silent. My silent killing sticks over here. Yeah, I've got some of that action right there for you. It's getting wild and crazy, guys. Wild and crazy. I'll see you real soon, guys. Be happy, be strong. We got to keep getting it on and keep making that bee equipment because, hey, spring is sprung and it's happening. See ya.